Welcome to this week's big review from Sample Logic, and it's Cinematic Guitars Organic Atmospheres. It runs in the full and free version of Kontakt, is 5GB compressed, and is basically one massive patch for Kontakt. Sample Logic are well known for their cinematic guitar libraries. I've got plenty of them myself, and all the source recordings here come from acoustic guitars. There are hundreds of presets on board and a 4-core engine which has been used on several of their other Sample Logic products, including Morphestra 2, which I reviewed in the Samplecast 3. So each core here has 2 sound sources and a wealth of morphing and sequencing possibilities. There's also a comprehensive FX section too. Now, if you've not used this engine before, it might look a little bit daunting, perhaps a bit bewildering, but luckily all of the cores operate in the same way. So once you've got to grips with one of them, you'll be able to use the same techniques on all 4. It shouldn't take you too long to work your way around the interface. The manual does a really good job of explaining things too. And also, once you've mastered this engine, you'll be fine with a lot of the other Sample Logic products that are out there, because this engine's been used for a couple of years now. So this library does really well exactly what it says on the tin. You've got a lot of shimmering organic atmospheres here. It's not immediately obvious that they are stemming from guitar samples, but that doesn't really matter. There's a huge variety in the sounds here as well. The sounds are fantastic and the presets are many and varied. I did like being able to randomise any aspect of the sound and keep some of the same elements of the sound using the different selection buttons too. Also, recording the morphing was really fun and simple to do. I don't know why more libraries can't do this. I want to give a special mention to the presets in the library. It's not only the atmosphere presets that are useful, but you've actually got presets there for each individual aspect of the instrument too. So that includes FX chain presets, step sequencer presets, presets for the FX animator, and also for the morphing control as well, which makes it really easy to go into those individual elements of the library and select different ways to hear and process the sound. There are a couple of things I'd like to point out. Some of the presets do sound very similar. There are hundreds of presets, so I guess that's inevitable in some ways, but perhaps the library could have been slimmed down a little bit there. Some of the controls are really tiny as well on the interface, especially to open some quite significant menus like the FX animators and the LFO controls. They are easily missed. You'll need to read the manual to check out where they are. One of my worries when I reviewed Morphestra 2 is that it takes a little while to load each atmosphere preset, and it is the case with this library too. It's still a couple of seconds to load each one. I was wanting to really flick through them fast and choose the sounds that I wanted, but a little bit hamstrung by the time it took to open those presets. Also, one thing I would have liked is perhaps a small range of playable patch presets. You can create your own playable patches quite easily by using the waveforms and the atmospheres in combination, but a lot of the presets that they've provided are pure atmospheres that you can't really play them on the keyboard. I know that's the whole point of the library, but it would have been nice to have a few of those too. So overall, I think Cinematic Guitars Organic Atmospheres by Sample Logic, it's a great product, and there's also some very competitive cross-grade pricing for people that have previous Cinematic Guitars libraries from Sample Logic. Check it out at the Sample Logic website and let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. That's just a small taste of the Samplecast, a weekly podcast and YouTube show for sample library geeks and plugin enthusiasts. You can find out more information at thesamplecast.com. Don't forget to subscribe.